right, guys, welcome to Leave It on the Court. My name is Mustafa,
My name is Corey Randall.
and today we'll be going over Chris Paul and a common topic that we've been hearing so far about Chris Paul being linked to the New York Knicks. We'll be going over how would he change the culture, what are some pros and cons of getting them, and what kind of player he is, and what does this stage of his career, what does it mean? Corey, you go ahead and take over the floor first.
Man, um, Chris Paul will change a lot of things with the Knicks. I think the only thing that stands out that the Knicks are pretty good at is rebounding. They got a lot of size and bigger guys on their team, but overall, outside of that, they are pretty abysmal. For me to say the nicest way that I can,
Whoa,
very very bad all around. I mean, they're like in every. I did advanced statistics like on everything with all the nuances within offense and defense, and Knicks are like at the bottom or near the bottom of everything.
Yep.
And when you look at who they have at at the head of their snake as a point guard, you have Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton, bro. He's not a. I'm not gonna say he's not trash. He's not a bad player, but if he's a backup. If he's your starting point guard, trust me, you're not winning nothing. Like overall field goal percentage, he shot around 44, which isn't bad, but from three, he shot 20%. Free throw line, 57%. Those are the 20% from three, 50% from free throw line. It sounds like a center, not a point guard. Right. Chris Paul, on the other hand, he shoots around close to 50% overall. He shoots like 36 and up from three, and he's a 90% free throw shooter. Mm-hmm. So that's a big difference. I noticed that the Knicks are one of the teams ranked low on assists per game overall, and I think Chris Paul will definitely help change that. He'll help. You've seen how he is with the Thunder. He really makes guys pay attention. He makes guys play hard, and he elevates everybody's game because he's a coach on the floor. Mm-hmm. When he played on the Rockets, he played on the Clippers. I mean, he had DeAndre Jordan and Clint Capella always like 1 and 2 for highest field goal percentage because he taught them how to roll, how to be in the right position. And Mitchell Robinson, people probably don't know, Mitchell Robinson leads the league in field goal percentage this season, 74%. Mm-hmm. You have that, you pair that with Chris Paul, pick and roll all day. And he's a player with so much versatility that can score in different ways. He's a tough guy, and he doesn't play any games. He wants to win. So he's really going to change the culture with R.J. Barrett. And he's also a model person off the court as well. And you can really get guys to really be focused on being the best players that they can be and, go out and win. I know you're a Knicks fan. We've discussed the Knicks before. So what's your point of view on this move if they were to make it?
I mean, this move is obviously, outside the age. It's an obvious good move for them. It's a good idea as far as a culture changer. He's the closest thing to it because he's a true leader. He's a real point guard. He could play defense. He's great on offense. Like, he's a Hall of Famer. And the biggest thing with him is he changes things on the floor. It's not just him. It's other guys. Like he can really, like, as far as spacing, positions, timing, he just changes everything. And he would be a very big influence on R.J. Barrett, which I think would be a good thing. Right. Because obviously, like, the Knicks, I don't want to use the wrong word, but their IQ as a whole is very, very, very raw and low. Yeah. A lot of times people talk about development this, development that. Yeah, you want to develop guys, but IQ is one of the most underrated and one of the most important things to a winning culture. You don't have that, you're always going to be juggling players because it's always going to be something that's missing. It's going to be hard to mesh. But he's one of those guys that you put on your team, he can get things meshing and things working together. My only gripe about it is Obviously his age, but with the way he plays, he can play to probably 40 and up. Honestly, um, it's his age, and two is the Knicks need to they need to surround him. They would need to surround him with talent like ASAP. Obviously, with another point guard that can relieve burden from him handling the ball so much and them relying on him so much. Um, they would just need talent overall. I don't know what you say to that. To his age, him being older, the $40 million contract per year, and with that, that being I think he has a year left, and he has the fourth year is a player option. He can opt out.
Yeah, he not opting out of that.
So I
That's
mean,
that's paying him like 44 million.
man, at that age, man, I don't know who at that age getting paid that well outside of LeBron, and I just don't know.
Mm-mm.
So it just speaks to the type of talent he is and how valuable he is to a team.
Right.
So I don't know what you have to say as far as someone who would have those kind of concerns, as far as contract, luxury tax, and his age, and stuff of that nature.
Obviously, if you get him, there's no way in hell you're gonna trade to get Chris Paul, and then take your sweet time in being a contending team. Um, Chris Paul is a player who he wants to win. He's at the latter part of his career, and if he's gonna go to a team like the Knicks that's that young and that raw and that inexperienced, he's going to demand like, yo, I'm coming here and I want to play here, but you need to bring this guy in here and maybe this other guy, whoever it is, bring it in. Because when I look at everything that they rank in, I mean, it's like everything that the Knicks do, they allow their opponents to do better, and it shows in the statistics. If they shoot. Let's just say for example, they shoot like a near 45% from the field, and they allow their opponent to shoot 48% from the field. They only scored 100. This past season, they only scored 100, almost 106 points per game, and allowed just over 112. You're not going to win like that. So I think he will change guys and develop guys a lot, but he's not going to want to play on a team that is basically like rebuilding. Like, you can keep some of the main assets, keep RJ Barrett and Mitchell Robinson or whatever, but everybody else you got to trade
Go.
and you got to get some other guys, because even if he makes RJ Barrett a great player, Mitchell Robinson, that's still not going to be enough to win. So, but I think he definitely, on RJ Barrett, he could turn RJ Barrett into like kind of like I'm not gonna say be as good, but kind of like a James Harden. I'm just saying because they're left-handed, but he can make RJ Barrett a much more confident playmaker with getting guys involved. And definitely, if RJ Barrett gets a jump shot, that will open up his game a lot.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. That's something he's working at. Obviously, he didn't always growing up. He didn't always have his mechanics changed a lot. He never had consistent mechanics with a jump shot. It would change from year to year to year. So now that he's got the trainer, was it Drew Hanley?
Mm-hmm.
They've been working on that shot. They've been putting the time in. I think he'll get that shot down. RJ Barrett, I'm not too worried about him. But as far as other players on the court, it's like, man, the IQ is just too low. It's not even just talent, it's IQ. And guys always harp on, this team's too old or whatever. The Knicks were at their very best when they had the top 3 oldest team in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
That was this was 2013. That year they went to play against Indiana Pacers. Because, what I mean? Those older guys, they know where to be, how to make a play. They know, and they make timely plays. Very timely plays. The younger guys is still, deer in the headlight. And for an older guy, sometimes they don't have that kind of patience.
Right.
We've seen that with Kyrie with Boston. Even some a little bit with the Nets at times in spurts, but they need IQ and they just need talent. They need a talent overview. They need to fill that gap at the point guard position. He'll be a great pickup, but obviously long term, I don't know how that's gonna work because he costs a lot of money. It's hard to get other talent with that amount of money on the books, and guys are only making more and more money.
Right.
With the salary cap being a lot larger. So
Right.
it's like you need to address that position, and it's a 2 or the 3 position because if you get a 2, you can slide RJ Barrett to the 3. If you get a 3, RJ Barrett remains at the 2 guard position. So um, I don't know how you would think or who. Let me ask you this: so who do you think would be a good pair that will give the Knicks the strongest position to win? Whether it's a 4, in place of Julius Randle, because obviously I think they're looking to part ways with him because I don't think he meshes too well.
Wait, are you saying to pair like if Chris Paul were to go there?
If Chris Paul was to be traded to the Knicks today, who else do you think they should go after that will make a huge difference?
Um, I have a couple guys that would make a huge difference. My only issue is the finances.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if he went there, I think a guy having another creator and big shot maker, try to get a guy like a Devin Booker or a Donovan Mitchell. But the only problem is both of those teams, those are cornerstone guys, so their teams may ask for
The
an
heck of a
arm and a
lot.
leg. But those are 2 guys I think that could pair well there. And then if you're gonna get a 4, I wouldn't necessarily say you have to go get a superstar. It really just depends on what you get in other positions, because if you get a guy who's another star in a 2 guard position or a guy that's a 3, then if you get a 4, you don't have to get a star. I would definitely get a guy that can shoot the ball though. Maybe get a guy like a Zach Collins or something like that to be a part of that rotation.
How do you feel about Christian Wood? Not to cut you off.
Christian Wood,
His name been linked to the Knicks for quite some time too. They've been talking about him.
he played well this season. He's gotten a lot better since he's been kind of moving around in the league, being undrafted out of UNLV. But he's still, for me, it's kind of like a project. It's kind of like not a guarantee to really know what his projection would be as a player. So I mean, if you were to sign him, you sign him to a cool deal, but you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket thinking he's the next coming of Jordan and give him all types of crazy amount of money.
No, no, not at all. I'm saying adding a guy like that to your team, what kind of impact, because he's obviously a stretch forward, could rebound the ball, make some plays. Him or let's say a Lauri Markkanen or somebody who's a stretch forward. They obviously need a stretch forward.
I forgot about him. Markkanen, I like Markkanen a lot. I think Markkanen would be real nice to have paired alongside Mitch Robinson and Christian Wood. Yeah, because that's really what Mitch Robinson needs. He runs the floor. He's kind of like like I said before, he reminds me of Clint Capella, even like Nerlens Noel to a certain standpoint. Like you kind of set them up to score, they rebound, do all the little dirty work. But yeah, they definitely for sure have to get one if they want him to expand as a player. And because if you look at when Nerlens Noel's been playing well this season, a lot of times he's been paired with Gallinari or somebody who can really spread the floor that kind of gives him open playing field.
Yeah,
but
that's sure.
And I think another thing too, like a lot of people don't know, OKC has been the clutchest team like this whole season. They've had so many games where they either came back or they won in the clutch. Chris Paul has been the clutchest player this season, and I think he'd really helped the Knicks create an identity because the Knicks' record home and road is like
abysmal.
It's bad. You can't have the same home record and the same away record, and you're like just a straight up losing team. That means you have zero identity. Nobody knows. you just randomly win. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I just think this move is really just more of a positive for the Knicks. It's not a positive for Chris Paul. It's positive for the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
But for Chris Paul, not really.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it wouldn't be too. He'll be a good culture fit. Like he'll be a good fit. I think it'll work. He'll make a difference. Does it guarantee playoffs? No, but for some reason, I have more of a trust for Leon Rose being at the president. Because people trust him. He's been with Chris Paul for some time. I think he would honor that relationship, and I think he would honor that and bring him the type of talent that he would need to give him a shot. I think that'll ramp up that rebuild or whatever they're trying to do. It will ramp it up severely.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I got for that.
Definitely. Well, that wraps up this segment. Please subscribe, like, comment, and please hit that notification bell to get all our updates on upcoming future content. And thank you guys for keep supporting us. And please let us know what your thoughts are below. And that's all. Have a good one. Deuces.
Deuces.